Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a match of Week 2 of the really big tournament number 3 right here on XBuy Stream and on Dead Air, which is this round's map, between teams Animosity Gaming and Team Eclipse. I am Rails Barlow, Tournament Director, and also one of your two commentators for tonight, and joining me to co-cast this Week 2 game is one and only Mr. Cygnus. Cygnus, how are you tonight?
I'm doing great, Rails, and I'm really looking forward to this match. It's going to be two very highly rated teams, a lot of familiar faces, and it's bound to be a really even game, I think.
I would say so. When the pairings were released, this was one that definitely jumped in and caught my eye. As you said, there are so many names that are known throughout the competitive Left 4 Dead 2 community in this game, and the winner of this is going to move on to 2-0, and it's going to put them in very, very high at the top of the rankings due to the fact that Team Eclipse is ranked number 4, and I believe Animosity Gaming is also in that original top 10. So you got two top 10 teams, a great matchup here on Dead Air, and interestingly enough, we are playing Reflux for this match. That was an option in the tournament where if both teams wanted to choose to play Reflux instead of Pro Mod, they could, and both teams elected to play it for this Dead Air matchup, and Sig, you are a Left 4 Dead 1 player at heart, so I think you're going to be quite excited for this match as well.
Yeah, definitely. It's a new spin on Left 4 Dead 1 because obviously you have the Charger, you have the Jockey, but it's still really interesting to see how it plays out and how different the strategies are used with the new Special Infected. It's really cool to see, and I'm really excited. Like you said, I am really excited to see this match. I kind of want to touch on something that I mentioned because, like I said, this is going to be a really even game. I just like to point out that I have a little bit of insight on AG just because I have casted their Week 1 game against Dangerous, and that ended up being extremely close. I don't have a lot of information on Eclipse, but from what I've seen from AG, they have, like you said, and like I said, they do have a lot of familiar names and a lot of really good players, but I'm not sure how well they've meshed together as a team, so I'm really interested to see how much growing they've done since that last game and how good they're going to perform this week. What I'm trying to say is I'm really excited for this game.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be one of the situations where, like we said, Eclipse is the higher seed, and they absolutely put on a show in Week 1. I think they got the highest score out of all the teams. They scored over 5,000 points in 5 maps of Parish. And then they're coming here, like we said, with their own familiar faces. And the lineup that they decided to run is interesting if you know the backstory of those players. Like, they have Nagi in the lineup, and I think you might be able to tell me this better than anybody else, but I believe Nagi has an extensive history with Left 4 Dead 1 as well, doesn't he?
He definitely does. I'd say it's just about as much as me at this point, because he actually kind of entered the scene just as I left, because there was, I believe he was on a team called Lords, which a bunch of Left 4 Dead 1 players that were they were in the scene, but they weren't necessarily in with the normal groups that played together. So normal groups I would consider myself would be a group with me and Coldrick in it against a team with Latino Heat or Friday. So, and these guys, I never really met them face to face, but I noticed that they did play a lot of Left 4 Dead 1. So yeah, they were in just as long as I am. And, they probably even eclipsed the skill level that we reached, from what I've seen anyways. So.
Right. I mean, obviously, this is still Left 4 Dead 2, but the similarities to Left 4 Dead 1 in this sense, like, this is literally as close to Left 4 Dead 1 you could get playing Left 4 Dead 2 if you're not playing Retro. Like, this is the Reflux config, this is Dead Air, and the thing is, we haven't actually seen Dead Air used as a regular map in a North American-based tournament/international format on a non-retro or EQ. So, like in a regular map tournament, quote-unquote, that usually uses Pro Mod, we haven't seen Dead Air in a while. It's been Death Toll a lot, but Prodigy Sim has joined us here. He is going to be the fourth for Team Animosity Gaming, and I cannot wait for this match to start. Like, if I had to choose a match to watch for this week, I would definitely say it was this one right here, because both teams are 1-0 going into this. Animosity Gaming has a lot to prove, and Eclipse also has to prove that they can keep that number 4 seed going, because like I said, with the skill on both these teams, you pointed out, I pointed out, this could be one hell of a match we are in to see, and I certainly hope it is.
It looks like both teams are pulling out all the stops, AG, they do have a good amount of players in their lineup, and they pulled out all their best players. Prodigy Sim, who's got an extensive Left 4 Dead 2 history, modding the game and making all the competitive configs and just playing in a lot of top-tier teams. You got Grizz, who was part of Apollyon. Lust, who was a part of Apollyon as well, probably one of the better teams ever to grace this game. And then you have Xerox, who's kind of like an up-and-coming player. He joined a little late, but, he's growing and he's becoming a part of this better team. And hopefully Apocalypse Gaming will stay together, unlike some of the other teams that have been gone through with Apollyon and the teams that Prodigy has been a part of.
Right, I mean, the longevity factor here is definitely important. I think that also gives Team Eclipse, talking about them as well, a definite advantage. Due to the fact that they played together in the Reflux tournament with this lineup. I believe that was their first tournament together, if I'm not mistaken, but you've got longtime players on both sides, and it's going to really come down to whichever team plays better with that kind of synergy. We do have both Worms tonight, so we will be able to utilize them for all of our tanks. And then also, like I said, looking at Eclipse's lineup, Dawkins has been around forever. Ramirez is a player who came in around the same time I did, so he really came to prominence at the same time I did, I would say, at the point in time. I think it was like, what, a year and a half ago by now, and he's just risen through the ranks the entire time. K3, same story. Funny story, K3, Ramirez, and I all played together in the same amateur tournament at the same time, but that doesn't matter because we are going live right here, Animosity Gaming versus Eclipse, and we're going to do a quick roster rundown before this first hit. On the Survivor side, we do have Animosity Gaming, that's Prodigy, Lust, Grizz, and Zero, and who do we have for Eclipse, Sig?
On Eclipse, we got Ramirez, Dawkins, K3, and Nagi. So coming out on this first hit, looks we've got them set up on the roof. Most of the SI are set up on the roof, so we'll probably see a hit come out on these planks here. And this is pretty normal, especially for Left 4 Dead 1. This is basically how every Left 4 Dead 1 setup started on this map. You usually never hit before in the greenhouse.
Right.
And so this is pretty normal is what I'm trying to say.
Right, and they do actually have a Left 4 Dead 1 SI set up here with 2 hunters at Boomer and that Smoker. We're going to see the Boomer going, imagining that single boom out on a Grizz right there. Grizz hits coming in, Hunter going for D, imagining to land a 25 on the Prodigy, and the Hunter is also going to land on a Francis right there. Pull going out on a Grizz in the front. That is a lot of damage for that hit right there, Sig.
Yeah, that 25 basically set up the rest of the hit. Push back one of the other survivors inside the greenhouse. The Hunter was able to capitalize on that, and the Smoker was able to pull the Boom survivor, dealing a ton of common damage. And to follow it all up, we got the tank in the hands of Ramirez.
Indeed, we do. This jockey's going in, managing to land on a Francis, getting a ledge hang. We're going to keep it here for a second to see if they're able to capitalize on that. Tank is actually going to be committing in right now. Boomer getting a nice boom. They're actually going to drop Grizz. This is very, very bad for Animosity Gaming. Ramirez is already in the center there, trying to cover Rock on the Lust. Not going to be able to get it. Now he's going to decide to push his way inside with that single boom. Still trying to cut Lust off over there. Jockey's going to land on Lust as well. That's going to be a separation jock, and there are only 2 survivors left up. Disaster right now for Animosity Gaming. Ramirez throwing a rock inside, not able to land, but this is absolutely catastrophic, Cygnus.
And oh my god, I mean, they're trying desperately to make something happen with what's happened so far, but the Smoker's able to separate Xerox, who is even more separated than the previous survivor, and Rails, I'm pretty sure this spells
this is a wipe.
The end for
this is a wipe.
The survivors.
This is a complete wipe. Ramirez has got the corner.
It was all set up by that jockey. Just getting that ledge hang was perfect. The tank was able just perfectly to get in there, and that's it.
That's it. That's the wipe, and that is huge, especially for Reflux in this sense. If AG doesn't somehow make a play on the level of Eclipse right there, then this could be potentially a, I don't know, 700-point lead for Eclipse going into the second round. And on Reflux, I don't know, because on Pro Mod I've seen comebacks on this map, and Reflux is also possible, but Cygnus, that's a disastrous start for AG, like you said.
The one recurring theme with Dead Air you will notice is ledge hangs and charges and things of the sort they'll be the bane of your existence, and you saw it right there, right in front of your eyes. All it took was a ledge hang, and that was the easiest wipe that Eclipse could have asked for. And now AG is going to look to replicate that. They're going to want the exact same thing. They want a ledge hang when that tank pushes in, just to make it so much easier for that tank, and it becomes immediately harder as soon as those survivors get into the greenhouse. They've got a nice setup. The SI can spawn in the safe room, but it is easy to be able to just be in the center there and just be barely out of range of a boom. You really just can't let them get in that greenhouse. Eclipse didn't let them, and AG will try to stop them from going in there.
Yeah, and for those wondering, the difference between Pro Mod and Reflux, in Reflux it is Left 4 Dead 1 style in the sense that there is no spitter. There are quad caps that are possible. The shotguns are buffed, therefore there's a 3 shotgun limit for the survivors. And besides that, no melee weapons as well. So it's a very, very, I would say, Left 4 Dead 1 style config in that sense, but the Left 4 Dead 2 SI are obviously still included. It looks as though Team Eclipse has decided to push all the way across the board here, Sig, for this first hit.
And this is something I would expect from Grizz, and something I wouldn't necessarily expect from Eclipse is going back to push the Hunter. They knew he spawned, obviously, because they saw him breaking down the door. So they went back to kind of, eliminate one SI, spawn the tank, and now they're going to run back. They know they have at least one less SI to worry about. They know there's still a Boomer, they know there's still a Smoker. Boomer gets popped, and they're going to look for this Smoker. Now, the key is, can the smoker get in? Hunter's bouncing around, trying to distract from the smoker. The tank's trying to push in before they get into the green zone, and the smoker
They got it.
just barely. So this is immediately already easier for Eclipse. They're in a great position. They're inside the greenhouse. SA don't have spawns, and this tank is going to be... He's basically going to be playing a rage game. He doesn't want to lose his patience. He's getting chipped decently well, not a whole lot. But this is... Like I said, this is going to be so much harder for AG to perform with this tank.
This is really difficult now because he's already down to about 5,300 health. We do have a nice single boom landing. Let's take this over quickly to a Team AG SI Worm to see how they're going to try to recover on this tank.
You can do this tank as a bleed if you really want. Might be able to get sight on Ramirez through the roof.
Jockey's worthless, gonna kill it. Yeah, that's about what it's good for. Getting gang
You can
raped
get
and
that.
dead stopped
Oh.
by a bunch of these.
Wow.
Ah, okay, let's try and stay away from shit talking, but you know what's up.
Do you want me to drop smoker, try to get the boom, or?
No, keep the
To come in.
Okay.
Fuck, got a jockey. This is gonna be hard to wait. Jockey's too easy to deal with. Fuck, this one's falling. Right, let's go.
We gotta go.
Now.
I should have come from the same place as you guys.
That was my bad. I fucked up that charge. I anticipated that without the table being there. Oh well.
I'm no doctor, but you're definitely not dead.
And we are back from that AG Worm right there. Tank in the hands of Lust, only able to get a down there. We do have a smoker trying to go for a pull-off right there, but he's not going to be able to land that. And Sig, like you said, when it gets into that greenhouse, that becomes an extremely survivor-sided tank.
Yeah, like I said, they were so much easier for them to shut down everything. Boomer actually going in there and only able to, I guess, kind of going for probably trying to get a different spawn, but he actually didn't go in to die, so I guess it was more or less trying to slow the survivors down.
I think they want a death charge here. I think the Boomer did that so the smoker could get a despawn. Like, the only hope they have right now of mitigating that score delta, really, especially on reflux, is to get a death charge here. Jockey, Smoker both spawning up. Smoker's gonna get a pull. Charter going in for the intercept. Charter trying to land it here. Not getting a whole lot. Zero now is gonna try to take him off the corner. Is not going to land. And that might be the last amount of damage rate. We see that Boomer is gonna shove Bill up the ladder there. But as you were saying, Sig, that was really all the SI could have done in that situation with that tank.
Yeah, trying to go for the death charge was more or less a Hail Mary. It was definitely worth it, though, because, I mean, even if you did get a lot of damage, it's almost negligible. If you were able to eliminate a whole survivor, it would have been so much more worth it. So, I like the risk they took there, but Francis was on his toes. He knew what the charge was trying to do, and he was able to juke it. So, the SI do have spawns here. It's like they're going to try and activate this card. We actually do have a quad cap coming in.
Oh, someone's going in.
Goodness, they almost landed, but they do get the
Oh,
melees
wow.
out. Just barely able to clear the Hunter. Intelligently, they ignored the smoker there. They knew they needed to take care of the stumbles, and they were able to just barely get away with it. So, a decent amount of damage coming out there, just working a bit of the health bonus, but Eclipse going into the second map here is going to be looking at quite a nice lead with a 420 health bonus, putting them at...
Of course they got a 420 health bonus. Like, why wouldn't that team get a 420 health bonus? Why not? That was perfect. But like we said, I think we mentioned that would be around close to a 700-point lead, and it's almost. But like I said, the only real chance for AG at this point to make up a lot of that score delta, due to the way that Reflux is programmed, I think would be to get some kind of early tank wipe. Because at this point, distance points alone are going to carry Eclipse pretty far. And it could be on this map. It's a 31% tank, and I don't know. This could be an indoor tank, as a matter of fact. I'm really not sure. And obviously, on Left 4 Dead, with no melee weapons, it's going to be a lot harder for the survivors in that sense, I think.
Yeah, the way you're playing this out, this is definitely going to be an apartment tank. But see, the interesting thing I've seen with Left 4 Dead 2, in Left 4 Dead 1, there was one general spot you would take this tank in, and it was always in the bigger room. It would be I believe it was the last room on the right. before the stairs, going up to the second level where the weapons usually spawn, is where you would normally take the tank in Left 4 Dead 1. But I've seen some interesting strategies in Left 4 Dead 2. I guess it's because they never played Left 4 Dead 1, they weren't really influenced, so they kind of made up their own thing. Some have taken it back just above the stairwell where you would find the Uzi and the shotgun. So it's kind of interesting to see where the strategies deviate, but we'll probably see a hit here. I'm not sure how they will choose to hit. It's kind of varying. Some will decide to hit on the ladder, some will hit just at the choke, maybe try to separate the survivors just before they jump over, but we do see a boomer coming in, getting popped before he can land anything. A nice 25 damage pounds coming in from Lust there, following up with another. Not getting much damage other than that 25 damage pounds though rails, and we should see this tank spawning up pretty quickly here.
Yeah, that I think was about all they could hope for there. Obviously, the boomer getting popped early was a mitigation to that attack, but at the same point in time, that Hunter was able to land the second 25 of the game so far, and that's pretty cool to see so far, just seeing exactly how those Hunters are getting in. But here is a tank that AG is going to have to do work on. It is up in the hands of Zero Shadows. We do have a boom going out right there. Hunter and Charter also in the SI spawn queue. Charter going in, managing to split the survivors like Moses parting the Red Sea, and then the Hunter is the last thing in that spawn queue. Let's go over to yet another Apocalypse game, but Animosity Gaming Warm to see how they play this clutch tank right here.
Okay, they're definitely gonna play it back there at the end of the hall.
Yeah, this is like Left 4 Dead 1 style, kind of.
Okay, I think that these are actually pretty good spawns. If you go from the back, they'll push forward.
You want to do this bathroom with me, Jockey?
So I'm just gonna go with this.
Go. Wait, guys, wait. Fuck, piece of shit. Really? Okay.
Let's go. Oh. Alright. There's like 5 of them on the bed.
Retarded.
Nice works, yeah. I'm sorry about getting caught out there. You got dead stop.
Just stay up, you're on first. AI it if you have to.
And we are back from that Animosity Gaming Warm with a tank in the hands of Zero Shadows. Imagine you get 3 pills come in on the survivors. Another change in reflux I did forget to mention was that there are only 4 pills for the survivors. Charter's going to be spawning up right here, trying to go in. Boomer's going to jump in and get M2'd. Smoker does get a pull, and then also gets M2'd. So Ramirez is M2'ing the living shit out of everything. But besides that, Cygnus, we saw a little bit of an error right there from Team ECLIP5E on that tank.
Yeah, so, and we noticed this while we were commenting to ourselves during the tank, is that the survivors were actually jumping, and that is the #1 no-no on this map. You never want to jump during an apartment tank because a very common bug is for you to get stuck in the falling animation. And while I'm sorely interrupted by the boomer, it actually just looks like he was going to sack for a different special effect.
I think they want a quad.
Yeah, they probably want a quad. But you never ever jump during that tank, because in the apartment, if you jump and you are punched, you will get stuck in the jumping animation, and you will not be able to shoot, you will not be able to move, and you will be a very easy target for the tank. So, because the survivors opted to do that, they actually took way more damage than they would have ever wanted to. And this SI hit's going in, but the Hunters are getting completely denied by the survivors there. Smoker went in for somewhat of a Hail Mary, really not getting any damage, kind of sync up the spawns. But yeah, they would have came out a bit more healthy, I think, if they had avoided jumping and getting stuck. Definitely.
Right. I mean, that tank was able to do a nice amount of work right there. Not the wipe that AG was looking for, but at the same point in time, all the survivors are going to be bleeding out right here. They are on their last set of pills. Charter going in, trying to get a charge on Zoe there, and actually just punching Zoe out instead, getting 3 or 4 fists on her, and then that boomer does get a double proxy. So ECLIP5E are in pretty bad shape on the survivor side of things, but what does AG need to do, Cygnus, on survivor to try to make this map with a larger health bonus?
Well, the first thing they can do is, like I said, they can't make the same mistake that the Clips did and jump during that tank. And I think actually, taking it in the room is just a tiny bit better, just because you can't get cornered as easily. You won't get multied if you take the corners correctly. I think taking it in the room, like I said, will give them a better result.
Okay.
You won't get early chip on the tank, but I think just for the fact that you won't get multi-punched is a good enough trade-off to come out ahead. And definitely not getting ledged, not getting death charged, all the obvious mistakes you need to avoid on Survivor.
Right, and now it looks as though Eclipse has almost made their way to the safe room. There is a Witch, and there is a quad cap up for AG. It's going to be a Charter, Smoker, and 2 Hunters. So it seems as though the Survivors are going to be forced to take this Witch as that quad cap is in progress here. And this could be a little bit dangerous, because if the Survivors do anything wrong in this sense, or even bunch up, they could face a wipe here, potentially.
This is a really big hit. They've got a Witch to worry about, they've got a car to worry about, and they've got 4 special infected. They probably know it's a quad cap. Here we go. Witch has been drawn by Zoe. Will go down. Hunter's going in for a damage pounce. Lands. Second Hunter trying to land. First Hunter gets cleared. Second Hunter gets cleared. Charter getting a nice multi-charge there. Will get at least 2 survivors down. Smoker did land as well, but gets cleared relatively quick. Considering they got quite a bit of damage, they didn't get the wipe they wanted though, and Eclipse will more than likely make it into the safe room.
I think instead of going for the quad per se there, I think what AG was looking to do was trying to get some kind of DP on health bonus, but it didn't work due to the fact that I think the Witch was just killed, and the SI went a little bit staggered. Single Boom does go out there. Jockey managing to land. Charter managing to land. So that's going to be almost a tri-cap, but that M2 from Nagi does save that. That's going to be all non-health bonus damage again there, Sig. That was a pretty nice handling of those last two attacks by Team Eclipse.
Yeah, and I think it was a little bit... I think that AG pussyfooted a little bit. They gave Eclipse too much breathing room when it came to that Witch. Like you said, I think their goal was to get a DP on the health bonus. But the first thing you need to know about Left 4 Dead 1 players is that they are always looking out for hunters.
Right, they're always looking up.
Nagi was the health bonus, so they should have known that he is always looking. He is probably the least likely to get pounced or damage pounced
right
out of the entire team. So, we got AG starting on the survivor side. Eclipse is looking probably to hit it looks like they're going to try and hit a bit sooner. They are breaking down the windows right now.
I think they're probably looking to do the same exact thing that AG did on the Special Infected 2, where it's like, you get in that position where the survivors are going to push out here, and then the hunters have a free reign for damage pounces here. Boomer going for a long arc boom, not managing to land. Hunter didn't go, and the jockey got him to and shut down. There's a 24 damage pounce from Dawkins onto Grizz, so about the same amount of damage going out from both teams, a 25 pounce, 24 pounce, and some little residual damage. Plus, Dawkins Hunter was able to get a few claws on Grizz before it was cleared.
So Eclipse just got a bit more damage than AG. It's pretty negligible, though. Coming into this tank, this will be the real decider, though. Which tank does more damage? We're about to find out. Tank will be in the hands of Dawkins.
Indeed it will, and I think it looks as though AG is deciding to fight it in this from up here. What do you think about that, Sig?
Definitely like it. This is where almost every Left 4 Dead 1 team took this tank, and what we'll most likely see the strategy that the survivors will use is they will take 4 corners as to avoid being completely cornered. So, the idea behind this strategy is that you have one survivor near the door in the the door is one of the corners. This also stops the SI from getting easy caps.
Indeed it does.
So,
Tank already got chipped down, I think, to almost 4.8k. He's going in there now. Imagine get a single punch out on one of the survivors. Another punch going out. Now the SI support is going in. Charter landing. That's going to be a tri-cap landing. We're going to have the corner. That's going to be a complete wipe right there by Team Eclipse on a Team Animosity game. I cannot believe what I'm looking at. Everything went in at the exact right time. Dawkins got the corner. The Charger jumped up and managed to land onto PSM there. The Hunter managed to land at the same time, and the jockey is still riding zero outside Cygnus. That was one of the prettiest wipes I think I've ever seen.
Well, I hate to say it, but I think I was wrong, Rails. That Trumas definitely was not better. The one key flaw with that room is it's much easier to be capped. You don't have that long hallway to shoot at the special infected. You don't have that long hallway to shoot at the tank. And there is one more spawn. But Eclipse was able to create a perfect storm in there. They got the corner with the tank. All 3 infected were able to cap without being cleared, and we just saw one of the nicest wipes in that room you will ever see, ladies and gentlemen.
Like, that was absolutely picture perfect. And I was debating sending it to Worm due to the fact that Dawkins was taking chip there for a second, but they had the perfect room tri-cap. They went in, the tank did everything he needed to do, everything correctly right there to get that initial hit, and then we saw what happened with the SI going in the exact right time. Like I said, Eclipse has been playing together for a couple of tournaments now, and that was literally the perfect thing they need to do. And now AG is dealing with a over 1,400 point differential going into this chapter right here. Tank's going to be at 55%, which is going to be at 98%, and they need to do absolute work. They need to get a quad. They need something to change the flow of this game so far if they want any chance of making a comeback. It is going to be all 5 maps here on Dead Air. We have the first hit coming in from AG, as a matter of fact. Jockey jumping around, getting M2 shut down. We are going to have the Charger going in. Nice 2-cap landing with that smoker, but it is going to get cleared right away, and obviously Sig, due to no spitter, that would have been a lot more damage had they had one, but instead it's just a little bit of chip.
Yeah, AG is definitely climbing Mount Kilimanjaro right now. They got a ton of work ahead of them, and Eclipse is probably only going to make it harder after their Survivor side of this map. Like you said, the tank is going to be at 55%, so they are going to get a decent amount of points regardless, unless they seriously flop on their Survivor side of this map. They will get at least half the map's worth amount of points. This Boomer's going in, though, kind of looking for, I'm not sure what that was, but he did try to go in, and looks like the rest of the SI will go in trying to sink the rest of the spawns. 100 bouncing around again, completely shot out of the sky. Anti-air cannons are with the survivors right now. This jockey, it looks like he's going to go for a respawn.
I think he has to at this point, because even though that Hunter went in after that Boomer got popped, like I said, they need a quad, they need something like that in order to completely change the tide of this game, because right now Eclipse has just outplayed them in every facet, and AG needs to really hit it hard if they have any chance of making this comeback. However, they are going to get another 3-1 here, and it looks as though the Survivors are as content to sit here because they obviously know there is no chance for a spitter. We do have that Boomer going in the back, and the Charger's going to try to climb up as well after getting stumbled. Jockey's going to get shut down, Charger getting obliterated, and then the Jockey's going to go in there, get M2'd. Smoker gets a quick pull, actually a reshock landing on the K3, but that still, again, is just paltry damage, Sig.
And smart move by the Survivors here. They're pushing through as soon as all those spawns are down. They know that wall has been burned down. They're going to rush through. Tank may actually spawn pretty quickly here. It looks like it's going to be... Looks like they will be taking it under the radio tower. At least that's where the tank should be spawning near. Boomer actually went in for a bit of a proxy, and he was able to get it on only one of the survivors. Hunters has spawned up as well. Charger also up, going in for a long-range charge, and he narrowly misses it. Hunter 1 able to land, Hunter 2 able to land, both cleared immediately. And we should, like I said, we should see this tank spawning up pretty quickly here.
Indeed we should, and there are a couple of areas where the Survivors could elect to take it. I know right here some favor outside, some favor inside. We have a smoker spawning up, and the tank is going to be up in the hands of Prodigy Sim. We have not given it a Team Eclipse war room yet, so let's go over to a Team Eclipse Survivor war room to see how they fight this tank.
Okay.
He can sense it.
Dude, I know my kin when I see them.
My king. I got the ladder, the booming ladder. Actually, you watch a K3. I have stopping power.
Yeah.
I think he's sitting in the car.
If he's
in
in the car, then we go back.
I mean, does he have it?
I don't know. Let's go back, go back.
Yeah.
There's a Hunter up top there with him. Watch the boom.
It's up.
Watch it.
It's not a good hit.
I'm in the back.
Staying here?
Yeah, they can boom from the windows, by the way. If he hits it, if he gets a good hit in, we'll push forward. If possible. He's in. He's fucking at the car. Shoot him, shoot him, shoot him.
He's coming in. Oh god, I'm right next to the car.
Grizz still
I'm trying to get away from this. Oh no! I might be dead.
Yeah, I think so.
I was trying to get away from that car so hard. That really sucks. He's messing it up right now. You can... No, don't even not. Heads up!
Oh.
He
Kill him,
blew his car, yeah. I don't know if this truck's hittable. It is! Heads up!
Oh! It fucking dude, it barely hit me. I really didn't think that truck was
I'm
hittable.
still up, by the way, so... Okay.
Jack? Oh, fuck.
Fuck! Oh my god.
Damn it.
The jockey scared the fuck out. That fucking truck is hittable, dude. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That's stupid.
I think kiting there is a bad idea. Kiting to that direction.
Yeah.
And we are back from that Team ECLIP Survivor Room. Unfortunately for them, they were unable to survive that tank in the hands of my former teammate Prodigy Sim. Doing work right there with the help of his SI support. That jockey to the car, plus the intercepts they were able to hit. Obviously, when he pushed Dawkins out, he was able to get that original cop car hit, and this is what we were talking about, Sig. This is the chance the AG has to make the comeback. That was a beautiful tank, beautiful support, exactly what they needed to do.
Yeah, AG definitely made something out of nothing with that tank. At first there, it looked really grim. We weren't really sure what was going to happen with that tank, but he really was able, with that corner, to get that car in, and, you know, a few mistakes from Eclipse there, and a good few car hits from AG, and, well, here we are. We got a wipe. And this is definitely what AG needed, so they're definitely looking to make the rest of the point difference up here with this map, and you can get a ton of points in this map. So, first hit coming in, Smoker, getting cut pretty quickly there, Jockey, Hunter as well, also getting cleared almost immediately. Boomer's going to go in for the last death, looks like, and they actually popped the Boomer before the Smoker, so they won't be getting the quad cap.
I think right there, again, we saw all the pinners land, but they weren't exactly in sequence, so that kind of coordination that's needed right here is going to favor the team that's been together longer. And obviously Eclipse has a lot of that synergy together, but it's also so hard to try to get either 3 or 4 SI to hit at the exact same time when you're playing with 2 teams of these teams' levels. And I think what we need to see here, though, is we need to see that same kind of aggression from AG. Nice pop going out there by Grizz onto K3's Boomer. It's going to be a Charger, a Hunter, and a Jockey. And it looks like they might save here for the quad, Sig.
Yeah, it's definitely looking like it. K3's got 10 seconds on his timer. Hunter's actually going in, though. So, the Jockey spun as well, so I'm not too sure. I guess they want a Boomer. It's possible, for some reason, they wouldn't want a quad. I'm not sure why that is, but you can actually get some decent arc booms here, so that might be what they're planning to play on.
Yeah, I guess they're figuring that AG's probably going to hold out the majority of the event, and it is kind of hard to land some of those non-separation pinners like the Hunter or the Charger up there. Although they had decided to save it. I think they actually wanted the quad here, so they got the Charger, Smoker, Hunter, and Jockey. Jockey's going to land! Smoker's going to land! We're going to have the Charger going in to try to land the intercept. Not yet able to land, but that's going to be a Jockey in separation. That's going to be a tri-cap with the Hunter landing up top as well. That is absolute destruction of a Prodigy's bonus, and I guess they knew a little bit more than we did, Sig, because they landed a perfect hit there.
Yeah, I definitely didn't think we were going to see 4 cappers from that, but sure enough, they got it. So, and interestingly enough, if the Charger had turned around at the right time, he may have actually gotten the quad cap there. But at the same time, he was still able to completely cripple these survivors. Nice boom following up there on the down to Lewis. So we got 3 survivors boom. Jockey is the only SI up. We have a Smoker as well who's in ghost form. They are seeing the 3rd one not come up now, which is a Hunter. And we're probably going to see them wait for the next SI.
I don't know, because like we said, we thought there wasn't going to be a quad cap on that last hit. It might give them another, and indeed it does.
Oh my god,
Hunter,
they got another one!
Yeah, Hunter, Charger, Smoker, Jockey, all right here. We're going to see the Jockey going in, trying to land first, getting M2 round. Charger's going to go mad just to land. We have the Hunter landing and also the Smoker landing, and this right here is exactly what we were talking about in terms of having the SI land at the same time. Like I said, what you're seeing right here, Eclipse is making it look easy, but that is so hard to do in terms of landing those SI in sequence. And you know what, Sig? They only have 4 pills for this entire map. It's pre-tank, and look at how much damage has gone on to AG from Team Eclipse.
Now, AG is not looking good right now, but the key thing you have to remember is Eclipse was looking great going into that last tank, but all it took was 1 car hit in 1 corner. So as long as AG is able to stabilize from this point on, coming into this next hit, though, the Jockey is able to land on Zoe, Hunter lands on Zoe as well, both getting cleared almost instantly. As long as they are able to maintain the small health bonus they have going into this next tank, and they force... The key thing they will have to do during this next tank is they have to force line of sight to break from this tank. Because if they allow this next tank to play as long as they want, they will completely bleed out. They won't have any health left, and it will be doomed for them. And a ton of sap here, like you said, coming in. Lewis all the way in the back, being punched down like a pinata. Smoker hanging Lewis, and Jockey and Boomer land on the forward survivor. They really need to tighten up your rails.
Yeah, that separation is going to completely kill them. They've gotten separated on the last 2 hits. On the last hit, Zero got pounced in a really awkward position right here, and the SI are just taking advantage of this. 4.4.1 Reflux and ProMod, by the way, faster spawn timers than the other versions of ProMod. So we're seeing that can really have the SI team take advantage of Animosity Gaming's slowness. And we have another hit coming here, as a matter of fact. Jockey bouncing around looking for a hit. We do have the pull going out. That's going to be another 2-cap landing. These SI are just landing and landing and landing. This is absolutely extraordinary SI play from Team Eclipse. Sig, it's been at least 2 pinners landing for the past, like, 5 hits in a row.
And look at AG's health. You can just tell that even Like, even though it doesn't seem like they're landing for very long, they're doing just enough damage to whittle them down every hit. They're doing just enough damage for them to be completely neutered by the time they get to this tank. They have no pills, they're all below 40 health, so they're all limping, and the tank's up in the hands of Nagi.
Indeed it is, and we're going to keep it here because of the Survivor's health situation. All they can really do is try to push for distance here. Prodigy actually juking the tank there, then the tank is going to get an in-cap. Lewis is now stuck, so Prodigy's going to get smacked by the tank, and he is dead. The pull does go out on a Grizz, so that's going to be the end of him, and Lust is the last one up, running on top of those white tanks up there. Jockey going in, he's just going to do some M2s onto him. Nagi's trying to get the forklift up, and there's the Jock, and there's the wipe Sig. So I think Animosity Gaming won the chapter, but in this situation, they need to do so much more with that opportunity due to the fact that they are still behind by, again, almost 1,400 points going into map 4.
AG, they really just need to tighten up their Survivor side, because the main difference right now is ECLIP5E's Survivor side has been much more tight, and they haven't taken nearly as much damage as AG has during these SI hits. They have kind of similar SI hits, but AG, they just take so much more damage.
I mean, I'm not exactly sure what it is. If they're trying to run in a situation where they're putting somebody near the front, like, I know the way they used to do it on Apollyon, at least, when Grizz and Lust were playing, that they used to try to have Lust near the front with the shotgun. So I don't know if it's because they haven't played together with this specific lineup enough or something like that, but the positioning to me seems really off, especially for a config here like Reflux. So I don't know if that's going to be the deciding factor here, but this is really the last comeback attempt that they've got, I would say, because it's a 21% tank. It's going to be Grizz's tank. They need to get a wipe onto ECLIP5E, and then they need to make safe room with huge bonus. It's doable because they took out the last event here. So we do have a Boomer spawning up, Maging to miss, and it looks like the Hunter is going to be delaying in the front, trying to find out what they're doing, and I mean, it's not really a whole lot. The Boomer's going to get shut down. Charger going in, Maging to land a very awkward charge, and then a pull is going to land as well. Going to have that Hunter going in, Maging to capitalize on a little bit of separation, but like I said, Sig, they took out the last event here on map 4.
Yeah, we're going to see this tank spawning up now, like you said, in the hands of Grizz. Interesting to see what we're going to see the Survivors play, and it actually looks like they're going back to the safe room. I haven't seen this before. Typically, if you give the Survivors enough room, they will actually take it in one of the boardrooms. But this is interesting. I've rarely ever seen this happen before. It did happen on occasion on Left 4 Dead 1, but it was pretty rare. Usually they would have to... Actually, Boomer coming in the back so rudely interrupting me, landing on Lewis. And depending on where this horde comes in, this could be perfect for Grizz. Unfortunately, it is coming from the front, though. So it's not the direction which he wants it to come from. He wants it to come from behind them, so when he pushes it in, the Common will clog up the Survivors and stop them from being able to kite. And here we go. Grizz is coming in. Smoker tries to separate. Francis will be able to help Grizz land that rock. It's going to try and get this corner here. Smoker separating Bill now. They will try desperate.
Oh, what intercept!
Perfect intercept, but he does manage to
kill the Smoker.
Cleared. Charger barely missing, and
Grizz is missing punches. He's completely alone right now. He's only about 1,300 health from being dead. He doesn't land a nice rock right there on Nagi, pushing Lewis into the corner, managing to land that last punch, but that is not the wipe, and that was so... Okay, from my perspective at least, that was so close to being a wipe, but Sig, they got that clutch clear after the Hunter hit the intercept.
If that hadn't happened, we would be in a totally different situation. It may have even been a wipe, for all we know. But look at the Survivors' health. They actually look surprisingly well. It looked so bad for them there coming in. Boomer dropping there. It'll land on one of the Survivors. Hunter's going in as well. Jockey going in as well. Charger following suit. Gonna land on one of the Survivors. Jockey also landing. Both being cleared almost instantly. But yeah, man, like I said, that looks so bad for them for a while.
Exactly. I mean, but you know what? Believe it or not, in the scrims that I've seen leading up to this week, whether it be Promod or Reflux, I've actually seen a lot of Survivor teams taking it near the safe room for whatever reason in that sense. And it seems to work out for them due to the fact that the SI need to get almost a perfect hit to land in that situation, or else the tank is only going to be able to get maybe like a down at most. And that's exactly what happened to Grizz's tank that we saw there. I mean, we do have a Boomer spawning up in the back right here, trying to land on Dezilia. Indeed it does. Hunter is on the left-hand side. Charter is looking to step in the front. Smoker in the back. Smoker managing to get a pull. Rest of the hit coming in. A little bit out of sync, though. That Smoker's going to get cleared. Hunter gets M2. Charter going in. Managing to miss. Boomer does get a tri-proxy right there, but Cygnus, this has been another pretty good chapter for Team ECLIP5E.
And yeah, it's definitely looking promising for them at this point. They will make it to the final event, which you actually said was removed, so there actually is no event. They will make it through the metal detector. before the next spawns have come in, which will go down without really any worry. No special effect to bother them during that kill.
I mean, this is pretty much going to be the last hit due to the fact that Eclipse is really fast right now. It's going to be a Hunter, a Jockey, a Smoker, and Charger. So here's the quad. If they find a way to land it right here, that would still give them a glimmer of hope, but they're already down by about 1,900 points. Smoker spawning up, trying to get an initial pull right there. Hunter going in, Smoker managing to land the pull. That's going to be the strike. Oh, no! My gosh. You cannot be serious. That is the first quad cap. I don't know exactly how many happened during the Reflux tournament, but that is a hit that could completely reverse AG Gaming's fortune. That was absolutely perfect. Oh my goodness sake, what did the survivors do wrong?
They clumped up. You saw it, right? Everyone saw it, right? Right in front of your eyes. The thing that set that entire quad cap up was that Hunter landing. He landed on the survivor in the corner, stumbled two of the survivors, one jumped into the jockey, one got pushed into the Charger's charge.
Wow.
And that couldn't be more perfect. That was beautiful. AG just performed one of the most lovely quad caps I've ever seen on this map.
That is one of the hardest things to do, if not the hardest thing to do in all of competitive Left 4 Dead 2. Hats off to them. Hit going in here right now. Smoker trying to land. Charger going in, managing to miss. Hunter is going to get shut down. It looks like Smoker does get a quick little pull there, and the Boomer has decided to save. So for this now, a little bit of the pressure has been alleviated off of AG. Tank is going to be up in the hands of K3 for Team Eclipse. And how about we take it over to a Team Eclipse SI Worm and see if they can somehow get some of the mud off their faces from that quad cap that they ate.
Sounds good.
I mean, this is a pretty good hit, but
You can put the Boomer up
do you
there.
feel in the boom?
Boomer up there?
I mean,
No,
how
where
confident do you feel in getting a boom?
Oh, okay.
I think you can get it. I have faith in you.
The thing is, the horde comes in too late, so.
What do you want, K3? What
I mean,
do you
boom is
want?
ideal, but
Okay.
no, I'll just go with
Do
this.
I don't want to come from where the Boomer is, but I only have another choice.
Go, 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 Boomer.
Go now.
Nice.
Nice.
They definitely know I'm here.
Might as well
Oh,
try.
I'm sorry.
Oh, shit.
Multi's gonna
Behind
die
you,
behind
behind
you.
As well. Okay, so you just hit somebody.
Don't punch the god here.
What the fuck? I hit him, even though I got him.
There's the K3
Oh no,
now
I
on
stumbled
left.
you. Whatever. Good damage. I thought I was trying to stumble the other survivors, but I stumbled you instead.
And we are back from that Team Eclipse Worms, that tank up in the hands of K3. So we saw a Tri-Boom land, a Double Charge land, something else land, but Cygnus, that tank did not get anywhere near a wipe off of that.
I mean, I gotta be the one to say it, the elephant in the room, he missed too many punches. That's all there was to it. If he had landed all the punches he missed, they would be in a very bad position. Hit going in, though. Not a whole lot landing. Hunter actually landing
separation.
a very key separation count, so Francis is going to take
Prodigy.
a ton of damage coming here.
Yeah, Prodigy, that's the second time in 2 chapters that we've seen him get that split. And like I said, the positioning aspect of this, usually if I remember from playing Peace correctly, he's the one who likes to be in the front in that sense, but it seems as though he's just been a little bit stepped. But at the same point in time, if AG can manage to make the safe room with this bonus or something similar, they could have a chance to pull out a huge Easter Bunny rabbit out of the hat on finale here if they manage to take it well enough. I think they're going to take one hit and then push. Boomer's going to be rocking his way and getting beautifully plopped by Lust. We do have the Smoker not managing to land his pull right there. Jockey does land on a Prodigy who is a little bit separated yet again. We do have a Smoker pull going out, and the Charter is going to miss the intercept. That is going to be damage onto Grizz, and at this point I think they might have one slow soon for the rest of the map, Sig.
Yeah, it's definitely looking like that. They do have kills, but one of them will be slow eventually. It's only a matter of time. But yeah, like you said, it kind of seems like Prodigy Sim, at least the last times, have been a little disconnected from his group, just being too far ahead. And they really need to tighten up if they want to alleviate that pressure they're taking from being separated and capped and taking all that damage for almost no reason. So we just see the Boomer going, Hunter going as well. It's skied by Lust, and the Charger goes and doesn't quite land. And we'll see the next hit probably come in just around the time of the metal detector.
Yeah, I think they're going to be able to blitz their way to that point, and then, like I said, if they can keep the bonus that they've got right here on Zero and Lust, they will be able to make the save from it and make this a much, much closer game. I mean, Witch is already getting aggro, though. Smoker's going to spawn up on her. Smoker, Jockey, Boomer, Hunter. Looks as though they're going to figure that, well, I don't actually know who drew it. I think it might have been Francis. That's going to be a separation pull out onto Grizz. And we're going to have the Hunter going in, trying to get onto Francis. I have no idea where the Witch is right now. That Jockey has landed onto Zoe. Witch is actually glitched out right here. That Jockey is getting a huge amount of damage onto Zero, who was bonus. And AGR completely throwing it right here. This was absolutely catastrophic due to the fact they killed the Witch, but they lost all that bonus on Zero. And that was, again, it seemed as though the positioning was just all over the place, Sig.
It almost seemed like a flustered Survivors, because they rushed into that Witch. They almost like they were fearless, but I'm not sure if it was fearless or just, you know, they were rushing it, because they didn't even give themselves time to think. Following that up, there's a side hit coming in here now. So Moker tries to get one of the Survivors in the back, but the tongue gets cut around one of the doors. Charger gets cleared almost instantly. Hunter's well. Actually, nice shutdown there by Team AG. They're gonna see at least one more hit, maybe two, before the safe room.
Yeah, and right now they need to be careful because Grizz is about to be at 1 HP. None of the Survivors are black and white, fortunately for them. But at the same point in time, if anything goes wrong in this hit, it could be a wipe. We have Boomer getting nicely M2'd right there and shut down by Lust. Hunter, Charger, and another Hunter in the spawn queue right here. But like I said, Grizz is in the back. Charger's going to go in there, imagining to get it down onto him. Charger now trying to find his way and not going to land. Hunter manages to land a pounce, and that's going to be another pounce going out onto the bonus. That is going to get cleared right away, however, by Zero. Imagining to save the day right there. Lust still has about 52 permanent HP left. They need to get these pickups fast and then make their way to the safe from here, Sig.
Yeah, and because they got two caps there, they're definitely gonna take at least one more hit, and they can't allow Lust to take any damage here. So he's gonna be playing really selfishly, and they expect that, and they're gonna be trying to protect him.
Yeah, I mean, right now they don't have to worry about anybody dying, as I said before. It looks as though Lust was trying to jump over that, as a matter of fact. Pull's gonna go onto him, however, though nobody's watching that. You're gonna have a double charge landing in the front, and Lust is taking a lot of damage. Grizz is gonna be able to clear him right there. This Charger actually might get proxied off by that Boomer. Indeed it does. Charger going in, trying to land the long charge, not going to land. But right there, again, for some reason, the bonus wasn't in the middle. The bonus was at the back there, and he got pulled, and nobody was able to really clear him before he took, what was that, like 20 damage? And at this point, that's really, really detrimental due to the fact that there is another hit coming in right now and two Survivors are still down. They're actually not clearing the pickup right there. Poking out onto Lust again. Prodigy's trying to do his best to get this clear, but that's even more damage going on the bonus. And Zero is going to die, it looks like, if they don't pick him up right now. Grizz has to start picking him up right now. Indeed, he's going to. Boomer's going to land along with that Charger. Charger going to imagine land onto Lust, who is the rest of the bonus. And the SI are going to be able to get a kill there. Lust has no health left, and it looks as though Team Eclipse has prevented the disaster here, Sig.
Yep, AG loses the Survivor there right at the end. The Boomer board spawning right around the corner and was able to kill her before they were able to get her up, just before, as a matter of fact. I think there was only like half a second left to let pickup. And they get in with really none of the health bonus they made it out of the tank with. So they're still looking at quite a mountain to climb. They need to bridge a 1,200 point gap, not to mention what Eclipse will gain on their Survivor half. So they need to pull out something really spectacular in this finale if they're going to pull out this win.
So here's a question for you, since you are our resident Left 4 Dead 1 expert. I have not, for the life of me, figured out exactly like what the exact strategy is to surviving this first tank without like getting at least like an in-cap or something from that hittable as soon as you drop off. So what do the Survivors do here? They have no melee weapons, they have common and a hit to take when they drop off.
Okay, so the first thing you need to pay attention for is there is an awkward spawn you can get. I'm sure you've seen it before on those two. You see those two, I'm not sure what they are, but they're two things sticking out of the ground.
Yeah,
You can land on one of them with a Boomer. Always watch out for that boom. That's the first thing. Second thing is the other Boomer spawns, which are underneath the platform. You also need to watch out for those. Second thing, or the third thing would be the hittables. Always be very careful of the hittable because you can actually land that right when the Survivors drop. So that is number 3. Number 4 is getting behind the airplane wing. That's the thing, and they're doing right now.
Okay, it seems as though they've managed to do that, as a matter of fact. Boomer is going to land. Hittable is still in play. Tank in the hands of Grizz for AG. Let's take it over right now to an AG war as this pull goes out to see how Grizz is going to play this.
I can't. If I go on that, it's not gonna work.
Wait, where are you?
Yeah. I was just going in, and I went to punch my hittable, and it just like skyrocketed into the air. Like,
We capped like 2 people that were in a bunch of horde.
I think it's best just not to mess with fucking hittable. It's so stupid. So bad. Doesn't do anything. Coming right away.
Where'd that land? Is that next to him?
Where?
Do
It's
we have
on
that
me.
one in play?
It's right here.
Try and land the boomer. Try to land the boomer.
I'm looking for it. Waiting for him to come back here.
One.
Okay.
Help him.
Yep.
What the fuck is with my hittable control? Am I just that fucking awful or is this game awful?
And we are back from that AG War Room, and that was a no-hitter tank from Grizz, Cygnus.
Yeah, sir. The SI had a good setup, but it was too little, too late. The tank, he tried desperately to set up for the support after they had landed, but he had no health, and he just didn't have the right angle. It was basically a perfect storm for ECLIP5E. Just nothing went AG's way, really, except for that boom. That boom went their way for sure.
Yeah, definitely. We do have that boom landing. We have a pull going on Ramirez, but they still have those 4 sets of pills. And then because it is the finale, there are 4 other sets of pills on the deck over there. But this is the only time you're ever going to see extra pills and reflux in that sense. And I'm still a little bit stunned due to the fact in almost all the games I've ever seen Grizz play in that sense on whatever team, that usually never happens. That shutdown from ECLIP5E was absolutely perfect. Boomer, Jockey, Smoker, Charger right here going in for the SI, trying to make whatever happen that they can. All the SI coming from the same direction. Boomer getting popped, Jockey landing, Smoker missing, Charger landing. Imagine getting a nice double charge. That's going to be a little bit of damage on the K3 right there, but he's going to get cleared. Pull going out onto Ramirez, and if you can see, Sig, they're waiting on those pills as long as they possibly can, just because they know they only have those 8. But right now, I think they're in great position to make this finale.
Yeah, definitely. They came out of that tank with more health than you would expect normally from that first tank. So coming into this next tank should be relatively easy for them as long as they don't have more than 1 bleeder. 1 bleeder is easily manageable, 2 is pretty hard though. So we'll see how these next few hits work. If the Horde continues to spawn behind them, it will be a bit harder for them to take these hits. That Boomer does go in and does get popped immediately by Nagi. But if this Horde continues to kind of spawn from every direction, it does make it a bit harder to deal with these SI hits. But if they're able to kite the Horde, only have it come from one direction, which is the same that the SI come in from, it should be relatively easy.
I have a question if they're supposed to use those pills or not, and I'm gonna say they don't know, but I mean, if both teams get them, then I don't care.
Should make a huge difference. But we have the tank up in the hands of Xerox. Or, sorry, Xerox Shadows.
Yeah, and looks as though the hits can be coming in here right now. Looks like they're gonna try to play a rock tank. And they're gonna have that Jockey landing, Charter going in, Magic to actually get his... He's gonna get Charlie Brown right there by that Hunter. And let's throw this over to a Team ECLIP5E Survivor Worm and see how they play against the second tank.
He's getting a hittable, I think. He's crossing.
Go left, maybe?
Oh, get him.
Is he? He's out and alone in the open. There's no
I got.
peoples over
He's
there.
dead. He's gonna bleed out.
He's getting up top.
It's coming in.
That wall kick didn't work out.
I'm dead.
Alright, just left somewhere?
Yeah. Oh, dude. Can I minigun him?
Can you?
Yeah.
Are you hitting him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I destroyed him.
Got more pills for him.
Oh, it's true. Oh shit, I got a propane instead of
Hell
pills.
yeah,
I'm
that's-
smart. He's getting both the hittables, so.
We can always rotate farm. That was a long move. Holy shit.
That's
That's
good.
one.
Oh, heads up,
One
heads up.
hittable. Holy shit.
Want to rotate?
Go back,
farm?
go back. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. Watch that tire that I got stuck on.
Hittable.
Oh, that's in play.
That's
Kinda.
okay. Keep
Just
going.
fight it as normal. Fight it normal.
Right here.
I'm not watching that.
He's in on the
boomer
hittable.
spot.
Heads up, heads up.
That's not in a good
Where the
spot.
fuck is he? Oh.
Where is it? To the left?
It's like
Yeah,
on
it's
the
gone,
side
it's
of the
gone.
Left.
lane.
He's
Yeah.
right here. He's right here. He's gonna have to go in.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just saw you. For like no damage.
He's in. It's AI. I'm just kidding.
No, it's not.
No.
Hey, I
Just
jumped
jump
rock.
rock,
Frog,
dude.
yeah.
It was a meme, okay.
Well, meme.
He's got some arms.
I'm gonna get pulled in this charge. Just kidding, I'm just pulled. Shoot this. Somebody help.
He
Sorry.
did. Nice
I
job.
was scared of that jockey.
And we are back from that Team Eclipse Survivor Worm, going a little bit better for them than the last time we took it to the Survivor Worm. And I think right there, that might be the nail in the coffin, Sig, because without that second tank wiping, Eclipse is looking to make this event. They're going to be able to use those extra pills up there that did spawn. And, I mean, at this point, the score delta might just be a little bit too much in that sense for AG to overcome. And obviously right now, they're going to be setting this hit in, Smoker managing to get an insta-pull there, and it's going to get clear. We do have a nice 10 damage pound, so momentary 2-cap landing. But like we were talking about in the Casper Worm there, Sig, the survivors employed the right strategy of running around the map and dodging the hittables.
Yeah, that's definitely something you would expect. You know, from an intelligent team, they're going to run around. They don't want to sit around and let the tank set up hittable. You just avoid them. You run away and force the tank to engage you. That's the smart thing to do, and that's what they did. It worked out great for them. They only took one in cap, took a bit of damage from a smoke and a charger, but, I mean, ultimately, they're looking pretty good. This hit is coming in, though. The boomer just gets popped immediately. Hunter's able to land, gets cleared. Smoker, charger almost lands, but for the most part, not doing really any damage.
I mean, throughout the entire game, I think it's safe to say, the clears from Team Eclipse have been either instant or about, like, 1.5 seconds after everything lands in that sense. And because AG have managed to land those caps, but they haven't landed them really in sequence besides that quad cap last map, Eclipse has done a great job in general of just clearing everything off and minimizing that damage. It's been a very, very nice show from their survivor play, I would say.
Yeah, and I definitely say this comes from, and this comes, like we said, we keep saying, from Left 4 Dead 1 player. But Left 4 Dead 1 did have a much different style from Left 4 Dead 2, where it was very focused on just getting those instant clears. It wasn't necessarily about the skeets. Skeets were nice, but if you were able to clear that Hunter instantly, you took almost no damage. You took like 5, 10 at most. 10 at most. Do you see this thing coming in, though? Smoker, Hunter gets cleared instantly. Jockey gets cleared instantly. Smoker is going to get a bit of hanging damage on Lewis there. But
That's
for the
gonna be
most
it.
part, that's going to be it. Survivors will make it into the plane with a drum roll, please. I only have one hand, so.
I think it's... I'm checking my spec HUD, and I think it's bleeding out like XBI said. It's going to be over 430. If it's 420 again, I'm going to leave. But I don't think it's going to be. I think it's going to be... Come on, seriously,
I'm going to
no.
say 428.
Yeah, I think 428 would be accurate. Let's see if we were... 440!
It went up because they took... Wait, no. It didn't go up because they took fills. That's silly.
Okay, that's fine. But at the same point in time, that is pretty much your game right there. Team Eclipse making the finale of Dead Air. 1,260 points that chapter, bringing their total to 3,723. What a showing from them, as we said before, and now Project Sim has timed out for Animosity Gaming. They are behind by 2,000 some points. They do have 4 sets of pills. That's good. They have 4 sets of pills on them and 4 at the event. So there's no possibility for anybody having to say, you know, let's restart the round because Jacob's config accidentally spawned pills when it shouldn't have. As long as it gets to both teams and it's fair, who cares? It's fair. We have no problem with that. We will see how the finale now plays out. And like I said, Sig, we have gotten to that realm of mathematical impossibility.
Unfortunately, like you said, I just checked. Maximum health bonus you can get from this map is 1,600. It's mathematically impossible for them to win.
Exactly. So we do see Team Eclipse having taken the win right here. They're saying Rails bad low to me. I guess that's their shout out for me in their special infected chat. So we are going to see the hit going in right here as the round does go live. Single boom going out. Tanks up in the hands of Ramirez. Dawkins is sending a charger in right here, managing to land for just a split second. And let's give it over. We actually have a separation pull. Boomer going in as well. Let's give it over to one final Team Eclipse SI Worm this time.
We haven't even dropped yet.
Drop.
There they go.
What?
You have a dead smoker to support. You got build
What the
around
hell?
you.
What the fuck? How did that miss?
Are you okay,
That's going in
dude?
the frag video.
Nice.
Oh, he's down.
Yeah, that's what happens
Let's go,
when you use
Nagi.
the in-cap sign.
Oh my gosh.
Not the spawn, really.
Oh my
Oh, he
gosh.
got me. I'm dead.
You can jump on this fucking hill? I don't even know.
Uh-huh.
Oh, run at me.
Oh, fuck.
What the fuck?
Wow, I didn't punch him.
I'm escaping, retreating.
focus hitables like you're supposed to? Like, didn't you hear my call or something?
Dude, shut up.
Wait, oh, he died.
I'm living.
No,
I'm
I'm
living.
gonna pull
Oh, I'm in the safe room. I won, right?
Fancy.
Wait, I made it to the safe room. Why didn't the game end? Oh, dude, there's a nice spray in here. There's a really good meme in there. You guys should check out.
Where?
Oh, really?
In the safe room.
The cheeky scrub lords one?
Yeah.
Nice.
Land. Oh
I'm
my
landing?
god.
I landed?
There's no way I'm gonna land.
I'm
this
running
one.
for
Unless
points.
he takes pills and doesn't have his gun out. Haha.
You guys are fucked. I'm running for points. Oh wait, I'm gonna bait him. Oh my gosh, if they follow me into the witch spawn, they'll die. I'm gonna AI the tank right here.
Body block the way.
Catch this rock, please.
Holy
Oh shit.
cow.
Watch this.
Oh,
Witch spawn? What the? Witch spawn now?
Which spawn?
What the hell?
And we are back from that Team Eclipse SI Worm, that tank in the hands of Ramirez, and it did get a kill right there, Sig. So that obviously is exactly what Team Eclipse needed, sealing up the win right there with a nice play on that first tank.
Yeah, the only survivor really not taking any damage was lost. The other two, one's bleeding, one's almost completely lost, almost 10 health. So, we could very well see this game end during a tri-cap, but it's pretty unlikely. We'll most likely see this next tank finish it. But until then, we got these SI hits coming out. Charger misses, Jockey lands, Smoker lands, but they both get cleared pretty quickly.
Yeah, momentary dual cap right there, but like we said, in the finale here, due to the fact that it's such a wide open area, I think it's going to be difficult for anything of merit really to land unless the survivors make the mistake of really bunching up. And yeah, I don't think there's a witch due to the fact that the survivors were far enough in the map and that just didn't spawn due to the fact that the tank was still alive. So that's, again, Left 4 Dead 2's wonderful programming to be involved with that, but at the same point in time, what else can you do? We do have a quad cap, so it's 4-on-3 right here. You're gonna see the Jockey managing to land, Hunter, Charter managing to land, one Hunter got skied, the other Hunter's coming in, and that's gonna be it, Sig. Eclipse finishing this game in style, and that means they're gonna be moving to 2-0, taking the win over Animosity Gaming by a final score of 3,723 to 1,381. What a game.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely gotta say, I didn't expect this outcome at all. Pardon me, sorry. I definitely didn't expect this outcome at all. Definitely thought it was going to be like a 200, 500 point game, but man, Eclipse really showed up in this game. They played almost perfectly.
They really did. I mean, what? The only real hiccup that we can really point to is map 4, right? With the quad cap, or with the quad cap?
Map 3 as well. They didn't make a ton of mistakes, but the ones they made were pretty big. They just weren't big enough for them to completely lose the game, and I mean, they were big mistakes, but they were so few that it didn't really affect their win at all. I mean, we just saw it. They won by 2,000 points against a very well lineup. A very good lineup, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, really there, when you think about it, they scored 3,700 points, so upwards of 3,700, and they wiped on 2 maps. That means that the work they did on the other maps, really, it was almost, actually, I think it was over like 1,000 points per map, if I'm not mistaken. Like on the finale, they got 1,200. Map 2 was a really good map from them in that sense as well. And then map 1, I think it was almost close to 1,000 as well, like 900 or something like that. And coupled with the distance points from maps 3 and 4, they were just able to put on that kind of show. But I think the story was Animosity Gaming's survivor play was not anywhere near being up to par from to Eclipse. Like, that was a situation where we just saw so much separation, all sorts of caps landing, and I don't know, like I said, it might have just been, like you mentioned, that kind of lack of cohesion in that sense, but at the same point in time, for them to have kept that game close at all, I think Eclipse's SI did a great job.
Yeah, aside from Eclipse, they really, like I said, they just really showed up. They really showed what they're made of. You're definitely seeing a weakness in AG. You're seeing a lack of mesh. You're seeing, poor synchronization. One player in particular just doesn't seem to fit. We're not really sure yet because we've only seen them in 2 matches. We're not sure if this is a constant thing, but you'd think at this game this would be the one that would really show up because the Eclipse is not a team to be reckoned with. You want to bring your A game with them. So I definitely can't say that they weren't trying. They definitely were. They just didn't show up. There was They didn't play well enough. Their Survivor in particular was their weakest point. Their Infected was pretty decent, actually. But, yeah, Survivor definitely needs work.
And I guess it remains to be seen exactly how they're going to play out here. They are going to drop the 1-1 there. By no means are they out of the playoff picture in that sense, but they definitely need to kind of pick it up and get that cohesion together. That's kind of synchronization. I would really like to see how that would go in terms of if they have, like, I don't know, in the following weeks and they actually have that time to practice together, then I'll see exactly how, like I said, I don't think their story is finished by any means, but they did just play the number 4 seed in the tournament, I believe. So that's what they have to match up against. It really depends on how the pairings go. I would say, I don't know, like I said, there are so many matches still have to be had that I don't exactly know who they're going to get. But like we said, maybe they're going to try a different lineup combination. Maybe they're going to keep playing with the same lineup combination in that sense, because I know they have a couple other people on the roster they could use, but we got to give huge congratulations to Team ECLIPS for playing the way they did, showing up in the match and just doing work from pretty much beginning to end in that sense. From that initial play where they got the ledge hang map 1 to that final tri-cap on map 5, they played their game and they took it to Team Animosity Gaming. But like I said, some people out there, you gotta have that kind of faith in AG rebounding. We'll see exactly how it goes.
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, their story's not over. They're definitely not by any means finished. They're 1-1. That's definitely a respectable score. That's what you would expect going into 2 weeks. You know, it's 2-0 or 1-1 or 0-2. I mean, really, even if they were 0-2, I'd say their story is not over. Only 2 weeks in. They're still kind of, they're shaking off the rust. They've definitely got a lot to prove at this point, though. So we'll see. I definitely think AG has got a better future than they're showing right now. It definitely doesn't seem like they're a top-tier team. But I think given a few more weeks, they'll definitely show that they're a force to be reckoned with. And we'll definitely see much better play out of them in the future once they worked out all the kinks. Definitely.
I would say
and
so.
Eclipse is definitely... They've actually really impressed me with this game. They brought the noise. I mean, it was beautiful. That was an awesome game to cast. It was just really fun, and I hope to be able to cast more of their games because that was awesome.
Yeah, we will definitely see how the rest of these matchups play. I know we have a few games lined up for tomorrow. A couple others. We only had one be played already. That was Hibbs' team, Melee Runners, taking out Team Liechtenstein by a rather large margin, if I remember correctly. So they moved to 2-0. And then I know Helheim and BBI has been scheduled. I know Sinister and Recti still has to get played. Illyrion and the F-Boys haven't exactly scheduled yet. Paragon, We Mountain New Harmony, that'll be tomorrow around the same time. Intoxic and SDK is scheduled. Don't know exactly what Proximity and Asterisk are doing. Brain Dead and Anime are expected to play at some point. And yeah, I think we're going to see a very nice slate of games here. Like I said, some haven't exactly been scheduled, but definitely, they're calling for a Zero Shadows interview, and that is not happening. I'm sorry, Jacob. That would be a bad... On my list of ideas that are bad, like, I think that probably is pretty high up there, like number 1 or number 2. Number 1 is actually booting Left 4 Dead 2 every day, and then number 2 is not interviewing Zero. So I'm not going to do that. I'm sorry. He's still calling for it, and okay, what, you're telling me to wrap it up, XBY? Fine. So thank you all for watching. Jacob, no, and we will say again, congratulations to Eclipse, commiserations to AG. Any final thoughts there, Sig?
I think that we have an action-packed weekend ahead of us, guys. Don't forget to tune in, follow. I'm not sure if Vix buys a subscribe button, but if he does, subscribe. And look forward to the next 2 days for a bunch of awesome Left 4 Dead 2 content, guys.
I would say so. So thank you to XBY for doing all the casting that you've done so far, including this game. And then also for Sig for co-casting this. And thank you everybody for watching. We will post announcements, and we will obviously be notified if you follow either XBY or Kiss Me or any of the other tournament streamers. When it goes live, you will know, and we will try to let you know. So thank you guys once again. Thank you for joining me here, Sig, and have a wonderful evening.
Have a great weekend, guys.